Well, better late than never. I want to welcome Brandon Roy as the newest member of the Minnesota Timberwolves family today. It was, this one kind of came out of left field. It wasn't until late this spring that Brandon decided that he was ready to come back to basketball after being away for only a season. And all I can say is I'm just thrilled that he chose us and not somebody else to resume his career. So I feel very fortunate today that he's a member of our team. I think he's going to help us in innumerable ways, well beyond the basketball court, in our locker room, off the court. We still have a very young team, as you all know, and his experience in our league and his experience in our league, plus the person that he is, the kind of quality and character of him and his family, will really be a great help to our organization. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brandon. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, no, I'm excited to be back, in the NBA and be a part of this organization. It was a tough season to sit out, but after thinking about it, I wanted to start to prepare myself to make a comeback, and I didn't want it to be an overnight, decision. So I decided to start working out for about 2 months before I would make my official decision to come back. And after 2 months of pushing myself, my body felt really great and responded really well. And after doing a procedure down in Los Angeles, Regenicon, after that final injection, I decided to, reach out to some teams and let them know I was, ready to return. And, I got a chance to work out in Los Angeles with Coach Billy Bano, and David was there, and, we got a chance to go to lunch and talk. I knew this was a place that I really wanted to be a part of, not just with David, but Coach Adelman and just the pieces they have here. I thought, I want to be a part of a team that I can really assist and help take that next step. So I'm really excited to be here. My wife's here with me, and we're excited to be a part of this community, and we're really looking forward to, getting out, connecting with the fans, and putting a great team out there on the floor that, give them something to cheer about.
Brandon, Dave Campbell with the Associated Press. When you made the decision to retire, I guess, was it final in your mind? Did you think you might reconsider a few months later?
Well, it was. It never really was officially my decision to retire. With the process in Portland, I met with the team doctor, and we talked for a while. We have a really, really good relationship. He's been the guy that's worked with me for 5 years, with my knees. And it was a situation where, I went in for the physical, and he said, he thought it would be in my best interest to stop playing basketball because of my knees. And, we pretty much left it up to the team to decide, if they wanted to pursue the medical retirement route. And after a week, they decided to use the amnesty. So for me, it was never I'm retired. I knew that, my knees, were a situation I was going to have to, think about if I wanted to continue playing. And just after a few months of sitting out, I decided that, hey, I don't want to stop playing basketball. It's something I want to continue to go forward with. So, it was never a situation where I said I'm done forever. It was just more of a pause.
Can you talk a little bit about Regenicon and where your knees are right now? I mean, how many minutes can you play, do you think, with where you're at?
Yeah, well, the first thing that I noticed with the Regenicon, the procedure, is the recovery. It really helps swelling, and what it allows me to do is work out extremely hard, and I can continue to work out like the next day. So say Monday, if I work out for 2-3 hours, the next day I don't feel like there's soreness there. It kind of starts all over again. So it really helps recovery. And that was the main thing I was looking for, because just playing, I feel great, but in the past there would be days where I get some swelling there and it'll cause a little stiffness. But Regenicon has helped take that away, so now I can prepare, and I feel like I can work, extremely hard, to get to the level that I want to be at. So it's worked really well. It's something that doctors say usually lasts up to a year and a half, and it's all natural. So it's something you can do as much as you would like.
Hi, Brandon. Don Mitchell, Fox 9. When the doctors first came to you and said, we're going to take platelets, spin them, do things like that, a lot of athletes shy away from that kind of therapy. What made you actually make that decision? Because you wanted to play again and it was worth the risk?
Yeah, I heard about Kobe Bryant going over and doing it in Germany, and I wasn't quite sure how it worked. But then after watching him play this year, I thought, heck, he looked great this season. So hopefully that can help me. So I wanted to wait. I didn't want to do it, in December or in January. I wanted to, give my body some time to just rest naturally. And like I said, I started working out 2 months before I even went and did the procedure. So I just wanted to see how my body would feel, and it felt really good. So I went and did the procedure. I'm not saying I'm Kobe Bryant, but my body felt really good, and I've been working out ever since, and there hasn't been any swelling. And, I'm excited that I got it done. And, the main reason was doing it is to play. I wanted to play. My everyday life walking around, I was fine. But I knew if I wanted to play and play at the high level that I expect from myself, then I thought that would be, necessary to do.
Hey, Brandon, Jerry Zagoda from the Minneapolis paper. Can you be great again?
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the only reason why I'm coming back. I told David when we met, I said, I wouldn't be coming back if I didn't think I can reach a high level of basketball. You say great, I just call it a high level. I want to play at a high level, and right now my body's giving me all signs that I can do that.
Marcus Fuller, Pioneer Press. Can you talk about when you played this summer? I know it was a Pro-Am, but to go out there and maybe do some of the things you were able to do before and maybe not do some of the things you were able to do before?
Yeah, there wasn't anything that I couldn't do. Playing, I was just excited to be back on the court. I played in pickup games, but that was the first game I actually played where we had referees and things like that. So it was just exciting to be back hooping and kind of attacking and playing against somewhat defensive schemes and having to make, game-related plays. But, no, I didn't hold back anything. A little winded, being in the first real game, but I was excited. There's nothing that I'm telling myself mentally that I can't do on the court. I just go out there and try to make plays and make reads.
Mark Rosen, Channel 4 here, Brandon. I assume there were other teams also knocking on your door. Why Minnesota?
Well, a big reason is David's sitting here, Coach Adelman. When they came to visit with me, I thought the meeting went great, but then just talking to people around the NBA, and the first thing they said is, if you have a chance to play for Coach Adelman, you should do it. They really believed in him and the way he coaches and the way he can manage players who maybe have some injuries and things like that and still get the most out of them. So he was a big reason. And then just looking at the team, I wanted to be a part of a team that was good, but I can also step in and help assist, take that next step, because it's not a situation where I want to, be a 10th man. I want to be able to go out and work and be a big part of a team taking that next step. And I thought the pieces were right here. David talked about a lot of guys that they were trying to work to get, and getting Andre Karolinko, I think, is huge. So the pieces were there. You could tell they want to go forward with this team and continue to improve it. And I just thought that, hey, I would love to be a part of that improvement.
Hi, Brandon. Joan Neeson, Fox Sports North. Just obviously when you announced your comeback, there was a flurry of activity, teams trying to figure out if they were interested. How do you even begin that process as a player to see where you might want to start looking?
My first step is, I kind of let my agent handle it. And, we just want to kind of see what teams were interested. And, it was a weird process. I never really said, I'm coming back. It was always, I'm thinking about coming back, just to kind of put feelers out there to see which teams were really excited in me and really believed in me. And Minnesota they were that team. I mean, they just really believed in me, along with some other ones. But, I mean, they just continued to call and watch me work out. And when they say, Brandon, you have, sky's the limit here, then that really made me feel good. I thought some teams maybe wanted me to play a small role, but Minnesota's saying, you can come in and earn as big of a role as you want. So that was really important for me, and just feeling comfortable. They have, Coach Billy Bano and Terry Porter, a lot of guys that I'm really familiar with, and it's just an easy transition for me.
Sam Ekstrom, KFAN. Brandon, talk about the full circle nature of coming back to the team that originally drafted you.
Yeah, that's it's kind of funny. I go to my mom's house, and she has a big picture of me on draft day, and I had a Timberwolves hat on. And being in Portland, it was kind of weird to be wearing another team's hat. But draft day was an exciting time. I went up on the stage, I shook the commissioner's hand, and I was doing some interviews for Minnesota TV. And like in the middle of the interview, they're like, "All right, cut. He's been traded." And I'm like, okay, here I am, like, yeah, I love Minnesota. I can't wait to be there. And Kevin Garnett, and they're like, no, cut. So it was a little strange. And then me and Randy Ford were in the back, and he had got picked up right behind me, and we kind of talked, and we were like, should we switch hats? And I'm like, no, I should draft hat. It's my draft hat. Maybe we should keep them. And the people in the back, they ended up giving us, our both hats. So it was to go full circle, and now to go to my mom's house and see the Timberwolves hat and know that's where I'm playing is real exciting. And I'm just happy to be here and be part of the organization for a little longer than 30 minutes. Hopefully nobody's yelling cut back there. So.
Dana Wessel, ESPN Radio. Brandon, do you see this as a playoff team next season with the inclusion of you and Andre, like you said?
I don't want to come out and put that pressure on the team, but we got a lot of really nice pieces, and I think the first step is to get everybody here and start to build that chemistry. And we feel like, you got Love. He's over with the USA team. He's focused on that. Rubio's rehabbing. Karolinko's doing the same thing with his team. So, you let guys handle their business right now in the summertime, but we want to get guys in, early and just start build that chemistry, because I feel like, the pieces we have, we can definitely take that next step into getting into playoffs. But we want to work for that goal. We don't want to, talk it up. We want to get out there and work and improve it on the floor.
Hi, Kent Youngblood from the Minneapolis Star Tribune. Can you talk a little bit more about what you expect in terms of what your ability will be to play minutes? Do you see yourself as a 35-minute a game guy, or are you going to have to kind of keep a lid on the minutes?
I think even before I had any knee problems in the NBA, me and Coach would always sit down and talk about minutes, just because it's a long season and you want guys to be fresher down the stretch. So I'm sure it's something that me and Coach would talk about. And my goal is I would love to still be around that 35-minute mark, and just really whatever the team needs. I don't want those situations where Coach has to come to me and say, "Oh, we're in a tough game, but you're at your minute limit." I thought that was something that I had to deal with my last season in Portland, and that was really hard. So physically, I feel good. I want to play as much as possible, but at the same time, be smart, because it is a long season, and we want to be at our best, down the stretch.
This question is for David. David, how much better do you feel about the roster today than you did at the end of last season?
I feel better across the board. I think that we've addressed certainly the weaknesses that were uncovered late in the season after Ricky's injury at the wing position. I think we've added ball handling, shooting, at the wings. I think that if anything, as I said the other day, we're very versatile, and I think it allows Coach to have a lot of different looks with his lineups. He can go big, he can go small, he could play Brandon at the 2, he could play Brandon at the 3. He can play Karolinko at the 3, Karolinko at the 4, Derek at the 3, Derek at the 4. I mean, the list goes on. We have a lot of guys who play multiple positions, and as Coach demonstrated last year, he likes to go small, and we can go very small very effectively. And if you watch the finals last year, that seems to be a very effective weapon these days, to be able to put a small lineup out there. So I think that we've addressed a lot of we've addressed some weaknesses, if not all of them, but I still want to see what we can do later this summer, a tweak here, a tweak there, or maybe even something big to make it even better still.